Hello, my name is Mercy Koyanyan. I graduated from Biola University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Christian Ministries and minor in Biblical Studies. I was born and raised in New Jersey. However, my parents are from Indonesia. I have three younger siblings and I love spending time with my family, whether it's going on a family road trip or just having some quality time at home. My parents are senior pastors at Christ Center Church, and this is a church that I have grown up my whole life in, where I've built close relationships with people and developed my relationship with God, and ultimately where I started to do ministry. Besides ministry, some of my favorite activities are hiking, exploring new places in New York City because I only live like 45 minutes away, and finding the latest coffee shops and more brunch places. As a person, one of the most important values for me are relationships. I care about people and enjoy listening to them and spending time with them. I love listening to stories and catching up, and quality time is my top love language. And because of that, I make an effort to be intentional with the people I'm with. I believe that this can help grow and build trust in the relationship. And what I learn most is that in those moments when I'm just one on one with people or in groups, I try to make them the most important people in my life. Another important value to me is authenticity. I find that accepting people for who they are and allowing them to be themselves is important. I find people unique and can learn to so much from them. I know that authenticity can oftentimes be hard. Therefore, I believe that it first starts from myself. Being real and authentic from the start. And I believe that where there is trust in each other, we can help strengthen and grow and encourage one another. I believe that everyone is still a work in progress, alive with possibilities, and I'm drawn towards people for this reason. I believe that there is always room for growth in everyone, and I always love to see the best in others, especially with people I love. I want to treat others the way they should be treated and also help them see that they are more than who they think they are. I believe that I'm called to ministry for that reason, to show love, compassion, kindness, and grace to a lost and broken world. I have a huge passion for the youth and young adult generation. It breaks my heart to see what this world and society is doing to young people, pulling them away from the truth. For the past few years, I have the privilege of being involved and help lead young people. I love seeing people's lives radically transform because they have simply encountered Jesus. Once they encounter Jesus, their lives are no longer the same. It brings me so much joy to see that and to be a part of that. We live in such a dark world that tries to define people's worth by certain standards and criteria. However, little do they know that their worth is defined by what Christ says about them and their identity in Him. We live in a culture with so much shame and fear, and we have lost the meaning of what it means to be brave. Especially in this generation, I want to spread the message to young people that they have a God given purpose, a calling, that they are valued, that they are loved by the of kings, and that they are sons and daughters of the Most High, and they can live in freedom. I believe that God is calling out His church and His bride for such a time as this to be the light, to love those who are hard to love, to accept the poor, hurt, and marginalized, and therefore I want to help grow the local church. I believe it when people get excited to go to the house of God. I love seeing that. I believe that church should be home, that people should not be feeling condemned, unwanted. Instead, they should feel accepted into the fellowship, the community, and most importantly, they should feel the presence of God. It is a blessing and a privilege to be able to do ministry, especially at this point in my life. I've made a commitment to live up to this calling. I believe that I'm saved by grace. It is nothing that I did, but simply because of Christ's love. Because of God who so loved the world, He gave, and I want to give my life to see God's glory fill the earth, to see people love Him more and more and find their worth in who He is. One of a pivotal point in my life was when I actually was on a mission trip to Turkey, and it was going to this one city, a city that I'd never been to. It was just with my group, and it was getting late at night, and we didn't have money for a place to stay. We couldn't afford a hotel, and we were about to give up and finding locals, and particularly in the city, the locals weren't very nice. And I remember praying to God and praying, God, why am I here? Why am I in this city where people, they don't even love you, they reject you, they some of them hate you? What's the point of me preaching the gospel when they don't even want to listen? And I remember God telling me in that moment, Mercy, don't give up, because I haven't given up on them. And I remember that moment where God, the Holy Spirit, spoke to me, saying, don't give up, because God hasn't given up. And I believe that. I believe that He's not giving up in His church. He's not giving up in His children, His sons and daughters. And so I don't want to give up too. And I long to see just people seeing this grace, seeing how God pursues them, just how God pursued me in my own life, in my own personal journey. He's a good Father, and this world needs to know how much He loves, that He gave His one and only Son Jesus, and that it is only through Him that we can find true life. And I hope that my life can be a blessing, that can be a testament of God's grace.